How y'all doing? This is Herbert Kareem, and you can find me at foursightslife.com. If you want that real honey from Ghana, foursightslife.com has it, original and the moringa. And if you want that strong black seed oil, only a few of us carried out here in the U.S., it's from Ethiopia, directly from Africa. All right, you can go to Four Sides Life and get it. All right, and all my HK Network members up in here, what's up? So go ahead, Jess. Talk about it. What's the question?
So I wanted to get your input on the topic of being a worker bee. They say that it's a person within an organization who diligently works and performs tasks without being in any type of high-level position or successful recognition. What are your thoughts about us being worker bees?
I'm glad you asked that, but when you said they're not in the position of what?
Without being in a position of a high-level position in the organization.
They kind of telling you who you is.
Mm-hmm.
You're at the bottom.
Yes.
But worker bees, let's use the word bee. Now when you look at it, there's a queen. You guys actually check that out for yourself. Look at the queen bee as well as the rest of the bees. She handles her business. I say, so a worker bee, like a person in the 9 to 5, they don't have nothing coming. Nothing. You're a slave, 100%. You don't think you're a slave because I guess your mama didn't call you no slave, or your daddy didn't. But you do know you're a slave. Do you know that, Jess? You know you're a slave.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So you're a slave to the company.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm trying to understand why you guys okay with being a slave after you realize, okay, when did y'all recognize, have you ever recognized, yes or no, that you was a slave to a company?
Oh, absolutely.
Why do you stay?
Consistency and guaranteed check. It's
Okay.
easy.
Okay. It is. It's guaranteed money. For sure. Okay, so what is I guess you get a lot of emails. So, but what is the sentiment or what is the issue with starting a business? What is the fear?
It would be a fear of failing, obviously. Anything new, everybody is afraid to jump and get out there.
Okay.
But I would really say that starting your own is more, you're hesitant of starting your own because you don't have the time to really think. With working so many positions, even within a company as well as at home, you don't ever have an opportunity to make a plan, implement that plan, and you're stressed out, you're mentally drained, and you're just overworked. So people get stuck and they stall.
Are you also afraid of the bills that you got to pay?
Absolutely.
And if you follow your dreams and your plans, you might miss a bill or two?
Absolutely.
You might get put out your place?
And that's not an option out here right now.
Mm.
You can't miss any bills. You can't skip a payment.
So let's unpack that. What is the most fearful thing when it comes to paying bills as a worker bee? What does the worker have to make sure they don't lose when it comes to paying their bills? Which one out of all your bills that you do not want to miss the payment on?
Your home, the roof over your head.
Apartment, home,
Yeah.
rental, whatever. So shouldn't the focus be on not really a business, not really working, but working in a business or working a 9 to 5? See that coming, they're not that close. Working a 9 to 5 as a worker bee to make sure you pay off the roof over your head so you will never have no worries.
Oh, absolutely. That would be a major weight off your shoulders.
Did that ever cross your mind to pay off get up? God damn, they here again? I must come out the wrong time. But just bear with me. But does that ever cross your mind that you should be paying off a home and how long it would take you to do that?
Yes and no. You initially say, let me get a loan and give me time to pay it off.
Get comfortable, huh?
Get comfortable. But that puts you into the same rabbit hole of working with these companies. Give me time. let me pay a little here, let me nibble at it here and there. But you don't ever really sit down and have the time to clearly think, oh, if I pay off this bill, I don't have to work as hard.
Well, they purposely make sure that you don't think about paying off your home, because that is the golden goose. They used to have, and they still have them on the books, but they're kind of pushed away. I used to work for a big company with mortgages, and they used to have something called a 150-year loan instead of the 30-year loan. And that would allow people to pay 5 times less than the traditional 30-year loan. So it's, you would stretch out like your car. What's the loan you usually get on your car? Is it a 3, 5, or is it 7 or 8 years? When you get a loan,
7 or 8 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the payments are cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Manageable.
So same thing with the house, and they start doing overlays. This is what overlays are. The banks will change the traditional ways of what the federal wants to give you and help you guys out as citizens, and they will say, no, we're not. We're gonna make it hard for you to qualify for that 150-year loan, because they know your payment will be roughly around $300, $500, $600, $700 a month in a 4 or 5 bedroom home. So when you look at the opponent on the chessboard, he's a Jesuit, he's a Pharisees, he evil. So why would you not think about this clown that's the puppeteer that's teaching you, all of us, to go to a 9 to 5 as worker bees when you never get ahead? Do you know the average pay of a worker bee? Let me help you. $43,000, $45,000 a year.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the average pay is. Now the worker bee, the smart citizen slave worker bee, will get 2 in the home.
Yes.
Now they have that $43,000, $45,000 times 2, and that's $90,000 to $100,000 a year. You feel like you're doing good. And when you're married, you stay under that 12% as long as you don't go over $90,000 a year. They get you so caught up in the taxes, you're afraid to go make more than that tax they're going to take from you from working as a worker bee. So every time you work, they rape you for your money and your time. My bad, AI don't like me using the R word. Rape you for your time, your energy, and your monies. But go ahead.
Well, on that point, it kind of makes you feel that the mid-class,
No worries.
the mid-income or mid-class people are now being forced into a poverty level because of all the inflation.
You mean poor status?
Yeah.
They were poor. They just
removing
didn't
the
realize
middle class, right.
that they were right there threading the line. So they were doing enough to get by, and they were making sure that relationships and marriage stayed perfect. They were making sure that relationship became a marriage, because they wanted to make sure that they needed a man in the house, and they needed a queen in the house. They knew staying together, the family that stays together and prays together can actually always fight it together against these clowns. You thought it's just not being on your knees praying. It even tells you, works without is dead. So a lot of individuals think they can just pray and miracles is going to happen. You have to see, it says, what is it called? Discernment, wisdom, wise. So it gives you an answer and telling you who they are, but you'll be blind and don't want to realize how much of a snake they are. I sometimes say you gotta be careful because it's you too, because they snakes out here. But so this is the thing. Let me show you some things. Give me little stats right here. When you cross over the business, you have to think. So they keep the worker bees so busy. Pause. We're gonna start doing this inside. Click 1 down there if you want me to be inside. 2 if you want me to be outside. But it's cooler now. I don't want to be outside, but this loud. But by the way, I might give me some mics. Saw some on TikTok. They did 5 out of 10 out of mics. So anyway, let me read this right here. The first year that a business is started, this is what people have fear of. First year of business started, only 20% only fail. 20%. That means you don't want to be in that 20%. The next 5 years, 45% of them fail. Okay? In 10 years, 65% of them fail. Okay? And in 15 years, it's 25% of them. Only 75% of them are successful. 25% of them are successful. So every year it goes up 20, 25, 25, and 20. So I've been in business for over 12 years. 12 years. I've been doing excellent. Has it been easy? Has it been hard? But I will tell you this right here. You got easy days and hard days. But this is the beautiful thing about it. I'm my own boss. I'm not suppressed as a worker bee to a capped salary. I'm not suppressed to an average salary. I can make 20, 40, 50. I can make $1 million in that fiscal year. My plans is different from your plans. So when you get up and go in the morning and for work, worker bee, what do? How you do it? What's your typical day? And you do it repetitively, right? But
Yes.
what is it? What is your typical day?
Typical when you're working a 9 to 5, you get the night before you think about your job that you don't want to go into.
But hold on, they can't hear you because it's loud. We won't be outside next time. Let's just keep it real. We won't be outside next time. Typically, what?
When you're working the 9 to 5, the night before, you're dreading going into work the next day. But in that dread, you're preparing your clothes, you're preparing.
Dreading to go to work?
Dreading it. Because you don't want to go to work. You don't want to wake up early in the morning, have to think about the traffic, have to think about going into work, getting your coffee, getting the kids out the door. So you plan your day around the clothes ready, making sure you got your food, making sure you walk out to prepare for your lunch, your meal, because you're only going to get a quick 30 minutes if you're lucky, maybe an hour for lunch. And you finally get through that day and you plan to go home, make dinner, and start the same routine over and over again, and you're done.
How's that working out for you?
Not well. You're not making any type of progress or success. You're continuing.
But you're
the same
secure.
cycle. You're secure, but you're stressed and drained.
And everybody on these podcasts that tell you running a business is hard. No, you just don't understand it. These podcasts that tell you that you need a team. No, you just don't understand it. These people that make money and entertainers that tell you and talking behind a mic that tell you it's difficult, like the Blood Breakfast Club, they'll tell you it's very difficult to start a business. It takes a lot. Last time I checked, they work for somebody. They don't understand. So anyways, let me tell you something. It don't take too much running a business. I'll tell you right here. It don't take too much. One thing that's major when it comes to running a business is right here. The same effort you take to plan your clothes the night before work. The same effort you take when you get a new job. They tell you got to dress a certain kind of way.
Yes.
You find out in about a week, 5 days, 2 weeks how you're supposed to dress. You find out the routine or the route to take to work, how to get there quicker, right?
Yes.
You find out where the coffee is.
Yes.
You find out where the bagels and the sweetness and the machines is.
Yes.
Take you about a few days, 5 days, or a week.
About a week. So yeah.
You find out the layout. How many supervisors and managers up in there? Team leads is in there, right? You find out all this. It takes about a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The same amount of time it takes you to learn the layout of your job, it takes you about the same way when you come to your business. My plan is different from yours. You plan to get your clothes together. I plan the next quarter. You plan your actually what my check look like every 2 weeks, and what they taking out for Social Security, and taking out for your dental and your medical and your 401k and your taxes. That's all taken out for me too, because I make sure I stay on the 9 to 5 paperwork as well, because I want to get mine on the other side. So I get double pay. I get double pay having that on payroll, because I'm a worker bee on paper, but I'm a boss at the same time too. So I got two going on. I got two hats going on. So while I'm a worker bee, I'm a boss. So I get to offset taxes from the worker bee, me, and I get to offset taxes from my business, which is I'm the boss of. It takes care of each other. I'm in a marriage. They call what? Merge, me together. I don't want to divorce or dissolve my corporation. That's how I get down. So planning, I plan the actual quarter. I plan biannually. I plan the fiscal year. I plan projections to make sure I don't fall between the cracks of 20% failure, 50% failure, 75% failure, and I get past 10 years. So while you're working on your 9 to 5, trying to make sure you put your 47 years in, that you're doing a good job at, excellent job at, I'm wearing two hats. I'm putting my 47 years in as a 9 to 5, and I'm also putting about 10 to 15 years into my business, while clocking in the business. If I make it past 5 years, I'm gonna clear over 5 million. That's the average business owner. I'm gonna clear over 5 million. I really don't need to last 10 years. Do you know the average person makes on their job before they die? 2. That's where they got y'all at. $2 million. 2 million. And a little over that. Now inflation's still here. Why you still at 2 million? So in 5 years I could clear 5. In 5 years I could clear 5 million at a mama papa shop, while still being a worker bee. Add that 2 to the top. That's 7. And then I take about half of my money, invest it into stocks, crypto, real estate, annuities, bonds. So my retirement, when your retirement is about what, $1,500, $1,200, $3,000, $6,000 for the rest of your life from Social Security and 401k, what I'm all gonna be clocking? Probably over the 10 just in my stocks.
And
Just in my stocks.
Sitting back.
That is just sitting back. And my retirement date is when I set my date. I ain't gotta wait. I can still stay on paper when not being on paper. Did you catch it? Probably didn't. Probably went over your head. But see, when you have a corporation and you have a nonprofit and you have a trust and you have a will and you have your nonprofit, your 9 to 5, it's so many things you could do. But guess what you got to use all the time on your swivel? This here. You got to use your brain.
Yeah.
My bad that I got away from. I used to set out my clothes in the morning. I would rotate the same goddamn pants 3 times a week. And then I would wash them every 2 weeks and then I would rotate different shirts.
Yeah.
Had a shirt for every day of the week. For 2 weeks, 10 different shirts, 3 different pants, and wash them every week and then go through. And that was my routine. I knew the route to get to work. And I wanted to scale up higher and higher and higher, but I was always felt like I was being redlined at work, that I knew the cap. And I would always try to find out what at work. Have you ever tried to find out at work how much everybody getting paid?
Yeah, of course.
Damn. Have you found out at work if there are openings to get a raise to advance?
Absolutely.
Did you ever feel that need you had to leave so you can advance somewhere else because they holding you back where you at?
Yes, absolutely.
That's a horrible feeling. That's a horrible feeling. Did you ever break past $50,000 at your job?
No.
Damn.
No, I didn't. But I was working my butt off.
Working your butt off.
Two jobs and still barely making it.
Did you ever have that dream to get what they call that white picket fence?
Absolutely.
With the house?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you get it?
No.
Damn.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet, huh? What
Not yet.
you indulging in other avenues besides a worker bee?
Yeah, I realized that rather than being a worker bee for a corporation, that I have to force myself to be a worker bee for myself and find other vehicles that wouldn't require so much time, hence cryptocurrency, starting your own business,
Stocks.
You are forced to make these moves because they're putting you in a position to constantly keep you busy. Well, they're keeping me busy. I'm going to take some time for myself.
So you telling me you still a worker bee, right? You still a worker bee.
Yeah.
So you on paper as a worker bee.
Yes.
And you finding time to invest your worker bee money?
Yes.
And your worker bee money is being more fruitful? How fruitful is it? Is it making more than your tax return?
Absolutely.
If you had to add that up, how many years of your tax return have you beaten with maybe 1 or 2 investments or just 1 investment? I mean, ROI, return on investment. what is, you don't have to say the number, but your tax return, some people with kids, some people that are single, some people that are married, they get that big money. They get that $3, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10, $11,000. I don't know your pocket. So did you get those high numbers?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now with your largest investment on your return, have you beaten your tax return?
Oh, about three, 4 times that.
Wait, hold on. They were loud right here. I didn't catch that. Hold on. Wait. So you got that big money like that, around that 8, 9, 10 grand when you was getting your tax return?
Around that 9, 10, yes.
Okay. And when you did an investment, you beat that how many times?
About 3, 4 times.
One investment?
One investment.
And you a worker bee.
I'm a worker bee.
So it don't matter if you're working.
Yep.
Or if you have a business.
Yep.
You should be investing. So imagine how many times you think you would have to do that to pay off that mandatory home that they got everybody in a chokehold in, that's the most important in this country that people don't pay attention to. How long would it take you, how many investments you think you would have to do to reach that home status?
Oh. If you make smart moves.
Yeah.
And you listen to a good teacher. Probably about 5.
Okay, about 5. And how long would it think it would take you?
2 years.
And probably some people would say right here that it took you a long time to learn this, or you already got it. Hold on, but at your 9 to 5, how long did it take you to learn your 9 to 5 job before it became repetitious to you, and you could do it at the back of your hand anytime you were working your butt off, but you knew the job?
No, probably about 3 months to 6 months.
Okay, yeah. So when you start investing, how long did it take you to learn this investment that you've been doing? 3, 4, 5, 6 years? What?
You learn every day, but about the same.
About the same?
But I'm making less at my 9 to 5. Yes. That don't make no sense.
I'm sorry. I want to say I'm sorry. My condolences to you. My condolences to you as well. I'm not trying to clown or disrespect. I'm just trying to let you guys know for real. Reality is, if you don't know, you ain't gonna know. If you don't take the time to find out, you still won't know. If you don't look into it, you still won't know. If you let fear block you, you'll never find out. You'll stay ignorant, you'll stay blind, you'll stay capped in your 45, 60, 70, 90,000 a year. You barely, those that are doing great with degrees and made yourself $120,000. I didn't skip that about 8, 9 years ago. I skipped past that 5, 6 times in a row every year, 10 times that in some years. So I don't look back, and I take my investments and I have enough to parlay over here. So when those rainy days happen in my business, I'm still covered. I'm still okay. So this is what individuals do on the business side. Just like you worker bees, I don't care what you're doing. Ain't nobody hating on you if you have a 9 to 5. I did that for a long time. If you invest, you don't have to start no business. You don't have to start no business. Man, they right there. But look, is that pretty much it right there?
That's it. Yeah.
I appreciate you hollering at me and
Thank
everything, but I wanted to let you guys know, at least you understood that they playing what? Chess out here, right? Not checkers. Urban Screen. Peace.
Hands down, the black woman is the most beautiful species on the face of the planet Earth. There ain't nothing on earth better than a black woman.
Now from the beginning, yeah, God gave you to me, but I took you for granted. Ignoring all the pain I put you through, I could never tell you how much I appreciate what you do. Oh, you're so incredible, lady. Never unforgettable, baby. Everything you do is colorful. Everything you do is colorful. Your resilience is so spiritual. You're resilient and you're spiritual. Your love is unconditional. And I know they could never ever duplicate. Magnificent melanin, the greatest gift ever created. You're my. Listen, you're my strong.